Transformers 96 here with another video review. This time we have the Star Wars The Black Series 3.75-inch Rey in her Jakku outfit. So yeah. So overall, pretty excited that we do have an articulated 3.75-inch scale toy line. Unfortunately, it is a Walmart exclusive, so some of the figures are hard to get, especially if you don't have Walmarts near you, as well as the fact that it's quite limited in the amount of figures they have out. There's only 5 figures from The Force Awakens that they have released or have even shown at this point. So, overall, it is quite disappointing. Oh, and then on top of all of that, it's so much more expensive than your average 3.75-inch line. An average 3.75-inch figure is $10. This line, however, is $12.83 a piece, which is a very odd number, but they are extremely expensive, almost $3 more than they should be. So we're looking at a more than 25% overpriced, which is unfortunate. However, I love the 3.75-inch scale. You know, a lot of the figures recently have been disappointing just because Hasbro isn't paying much attention to them. But I do like the scale in general, and it is something that I have. It is a scale that I've collected for a long time. So I am happy that we do have at least a few 3.75-inch versions of some of the Force Awakens characters that are actually articulated. So yeah, starting off with Rey here. Let's get some light. Alright. Let's get it focused. There we go. As you can see, very nice. Overall, I do like this figure a lot. The face sculpt is pretty decent. She does still have that rosy cheekness that the Elite or that the Black Series one also has, which is kind of annoying. That, you know, the rosy cheek is really kind of strange. I don't understand why they do it to give her kind of that young or innocent type of look, but it does look kind of strange because they do it too heavily. You know, if they really did it very subtly, I think that it would actually look good. Unfortunately, they just haven't yet, so it does kind of look awkward. The little hair that kind of comes down from her face is done very thick, so I mean, you definitely can tell that it's hair. It's just not accurate. She just has a couple small strands coming down. The Black Series one did it, you know, with a thinner amount, but they also kind of have it where it's coming down so close to her jawline that it does look really strange. This does seem to be just kind of falling down from her hair and doesn't follow her jawline like the Black Series one does. So overall, I do think that they've done a better job on the 3.75-inch version than the Black Series version, in my opinion. The clothing itself is quite nice. I'm just gonna focus. There we go. It's quite nice on her, as you can see. Do have a lot of wrinkles, and it's sculpted very cool. I do like the texture on the top of the small boots there. It's very nicely done. She does have gloves on, which is the first version of Rey that comes with gloves. The Black Series and the Elite Series do not have the gloved look. She does come with gloves, and she does come with an extra accessory that you can see there to give her that look of where she's got her face all bandaged up, kind of, and she's searching the Star Destroyer for parts and stuff. So overall, the gloves, I wish that there was a separate pair of just regular hands, because, you know, when you don't have her with that head piece on, the gloves do look a little strange because you're used to just seeing her without gloves. But with the headpiece on, the gloves do match it and look quite nice, which is good. Going over these accessories real fast. Hold on a second. Just get her stand. There we go. She does come with a backpack, which is pretty neat, and something that the Black Series one didn't come with. The Elite Series one did come with one, though. As you can see, it looks good. It's sculpted really nicely. You do have texture in the bag as well, which is pretty cool. But it is all just kind of like a light brown. The only piece of color is that silver canister. Some of these canisters on the side here should have been painted, but they aren't. So, but not a big deal. This is just a small accessory. They are just on pegs, so you can unpeg it to put it on her. Based on how her shoulders are sculpted, it doesn't really fit that well, in my opinion. You can get it on, but the loop up top is not as large as it should be, I think. Overall, but you can get it on, but sometimes it is a little lopsided, or like the strap will just kind of hang here, or it'll be up, you know, like this or whatnot, or the bag will sit like really low on her back, when I think that it should be a little bit further up, but I'm not sure. Overall, the backpack is a nice touch. Not something that I'm going to display her with, but I am happy that they did include it as an extra. She comes with her staff, of course. All the Rey figures do. Overall, looks pretty good. It's done in a nice silver, and then they have sculpted some white cloth, as well as some darker kind of almost like a greenish cloth actually around the actual pole, and then you do have the light yellow strap. Let's see, I don't think I've ever tried to actually just put it on her shoulder. Oh, that's pretty nice. It fits on her shoulder pretty well. You kind of have to work at it a bit, but hey, that looks pretty good. It falls off kind of easily. But some of the other, like the Black Series and the Elite Series, have had trouble getting the strap on her shoulder. However, this one seems to fit pretty good, even though it does fall off. But it looks natural, and that's the important thing. She can hold it, of course. And with her arm articulation, oh, it should be held like this. With her elbow articulation, she can hold it quite nicely. As you can see, her bend on her elbow is more than 90 degrees, so she can you can put her in some cooler poses with this pole as opposed to the Black Series figure. Going over articulation before I get into her desert type of look, she's got a ball joint head, which works quite nice. She can look up pretty far and down a fair amount, a little bit hindered by the hair, but not too much, but she can look up quite a lot. She's got a ball hinge shoulders. She's got hinge swivel elbows. Like I said, the hinge works really nicely. She has hinge swivel wrist. She has a swivel waist. She has ball jointed hips, which are slightly hindered just because of her costume, but they did do a split on the side here, so you can have her leg go out pretty far. And it can go up pretty far as well too, which is nice. She has a hinge swivel at the knee, and then she has hinge swivel ankles. So overall articulation is really nice. The only thing that I think this series is missing is an ankle pivot. And I would have also preferred a thigh swivel as opposed to how they have their thighs set up, where you have to, here, just because you can't really see it on her because she's wearing clothing, but on Finn here, you have to turn the leg to the side like this to be able to move the leg up, and then you can turn it back to do in and out. So it would have been nice if it was just a straight up ball joint on the thigh and then there was a thigh swivel instead of having a swivel at the knee. So overall, really nice. Let's take a look at her with the desert gear setup. As you can see, there's not really even a peg for it or anything. It's just kind of like a square in there that the joint fits in. So you just pop off her head. It's removable very easily. You put her arm through the strap, and there you go. Pretty easy to do. I think it looks great. It really looks natural. It doesn't look like something that's been added on or anything. And just looks awesome. Some nice wrinkles, especially in this little strap that's going down there. There's some awesome texture in that. Really well done. On the back there, as you can see, tons of nice detail. I think this figure does need a bit of shading. It seems to have almost a bit of a darker appearance down here, but not too much. I would have liked some shading, but there is so many different shades of tan that I think that it does kind of compensate for the lack of depth in the shading itself. So overall, I don't think it's a big deal, but it would have been nice to get some more shading there. Overall, really nice figure. Really do enjoy it. I'll give you a little comparison. Let me take this off then. I'll give you a comparison with her with the some of the other 3 3/4 inch figures, as well as with some of the other Rey figures. Alright, so let me do that for you. Alright, so here you can see the 3 3/4 inch, the Black Series, and the Elite Series Reys together. As you can see, all are quite nice. As far as the color combination, I think that the colors look the best on the 3 3/4 inch version, which is, you know, really great. Obviously, all of them have went with different colors for her outfit, which is really strange. But the 3 3/4 inch version goes with a very light tan or a very dark white as the underclothing, and then has a darker tan as the cloths around it, and then has some dark brown highlights. The Elite Series one there, the contrast between her colors is too severe. She's got a very light tan and then a completely bright white. And then the Elite Series one, I think, looks a little bit better. It has a more of a cream tan, almost like a yellowish as the underclothing, with a dark, or I guess it's a lighter brown, but not as light as the others, clothing on top of that. So overall, I think that I'm not quite sure 100% which one is the most screen accurate, but I have a feeling that the 3 3/4 inch is the most screen accurate, and even if she's not, I think that's the one that looks the best in my opinion. Here she is compared to Finn and Kylo Ren in the same series. As you can see, I think she looks pretty good with Finn. She's just slightly shorter than him. All of Finn's toys seem to be relatively short for some reason. So, I don't know, maybe Finn is a slightly shorter person. I'm not quite sure. Kylo Ren, however, kind of towers over both of them, which I don't think Adam Driver is short, but it is kind of weird that he is so much taller than both of them. Although I think that it's a fine scale, they all look good together, and it's just a 3.75-inch series, so if they are a little off, it's not a big deal. But it is interesting how much taller Kylo Ren is compared to Rey and Finn. And lastly, here's a quick comparison with the 3.75-inch series. It's just the normal series for Star Wars, along with the Black Series 3.75-inch figure. As you can see, obviously this is a much better version because it actually has articulation. However, the other one looks pretty nice. I like that the other one doesn't have the rosy cheeks. However, I think the face sculpt in general is done much better with the Black Series 3.75-inch version, and the paint's much better on this version as well. So overall, just one last little comparison. So overall, this Black Series 3.75-inch Rey is a great figure. Articulation is quite nice. Paint is pretty decent, missing some shadowing effects, but I like the paint colors that they've chosen to go with, and there's so many different ones going on that it kind of makes up for the lack of shading detail. Her sculpt in general is very nice. It does look like actual natural clothes that she's wearing, and she comes with some good accessories, and some of the accessories we really haven't seen before. There isn't like a single figure that actually comes with that as an accessory. The only figure that has that is the other 3.75-inch version that comes with her speeder that, like basically just has the 5 points of articulation. She does come with that as well, but she doesn't come with a second Rey head sculpt. So overall, I'm quite happy with this. The only thing that I could have wanted is BB-8. But, I would have liked BB-8 a lot, but I understand why they didn't give it to her. Just because it's a Rey figure doesn't mean that we have to get BB-8 with it. We're just kind of used to seeing that with the Black Series and the Elite Series, and even Hot Toys. There's just a lot of the Rey figures that come with BB-8, but this is just one that doesn't have BB-8. Would have been cool to get, but not 100% necessary. So overall, really nice figure. I really can't condone the $12.83 price tag. I think it's just way overpriced. This should be a $10 figure like usual, but instead it is 25% overpriced, so it's very disappointing. I would really consider how much you want in articulated 3.75-inch Rey before you buy this, purely because of the price tag. So there you go, that's my video review of the Star Wars The Black Series 3.75-inch Rey. Thanks so much for watching.